Hello everyone, my name is Morgan and welcome back to my channel. It has been quite a while since I've been on camera. Sorry about that, but I do want to try and be on camera more. The reason I am on camera today is because I hit 1,000 subscribers! Yay! Thank you guys so much for 1,000 subscribers. Seriously, I'm kind of shocked that I reached this number. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, 1,000 subscribers isn't huge when you compare myself to all the other channels on YouTube, but hey, that's still a big number and 1,000 people could not fit in my house. No, but seriously, thank you guys so much. I'm so appreciative. I've been having so much fun with this channel. I'm making videos for you guys and talking with you all. You know, I recognize a lot of you in the comments now, which is, I love that. So now that I have 1,000 subscribers, I have a community tab. Woohoo! That is one of the things I was most excited about getting when I hit 1,000 subscribers, was that community tab, because that thing's very convenient. So I made a post asking you guys to ask me some questions so that you could get to know me a little bit better. Before we do that though, let me just give some baseline information, I guess. As you probably know, my name is Morgan. I'm 22 years old and I just recently graduated from college with a degree in film. And as it's probably very evident from my channel, I am very into anime and video games and all that nerdy stuff. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into your guys' questions. A lot of the questions have to do with Diabolik Lovers, which makes sense because of my Let's Play, but there are some other questions in there too. How did you plan to start a YouTube channel? I don't think I really planned to start a YouTube channel, really. I've been watching YouTube since I was 13, and ever since then, I've always wanted to start a channel. I always thought it'd be so much fun, and I always had ideas for videos I could do, but it wasn't until the end of 2020 that I really started considering doing it. For a lot of things, I've always sort of had this thought of, oh, it'd be really fun if I could do this thing, and then I always say that and never actually do it. So I'm trying to get the mentality now that I actually start doing the things that I would like to do instead of being like, oh, it'd be great if I could do that. Who's stopping me? Go for it! So I posted a few hypnosis mic edits on this channel before, and they did pretty well, so I decided to make the ranking hypnosis mic songs video, and it did a lot better than I expected. And the reaction to it was pretty positive, which I like. I thought people were gonna tear me apart for not liking their favorite songs or something, though some of you own stage fans. You hurt me. I'm kidding. And yeah, basically once 2020 started, I was like, I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna put my all into it. I have a bunch of video ideas. I'm just gonna do it. And here we are. What country do you live in? America! How did you become a fan of Diabolik Lovers? Okay, I have not told this story on this channel yet. The story of how I got into Diabolik Lovers is not what you would expect. So way back in the day, I was big into Vine. I had a Vine account. I watched so many edits on Vine, like I lived on that app. I loved it. And so what I would do back then is I would see edits of an anime, and just based on the edits, I would say, oh, that anime looks interesting. I'm gonna go watch it. And I wouldn't look up anything about the anime at all. Just literally just the name. I would go into so many anime without knowing the premise and just watch them just because, oh, that Vine edit of this anime looks cool. So 15-year-old me saw an edit of Ayato and Yui on Vine, and I was like, oh, those two look cute together. What are they from? So I scrolled and there was another Diabolik Lovers edit. And in this edit, it showed that clip in the opening where they're all like leaning in to bite Yui. For some reason, my dumbass thought, huh, that's just Ayato and he dyes his hair a lot. Like, I thought all the boys were Ayato and he just dyed his hair a bunch throughout the anime. So that was what got me to watch Diabolik Lovers, is I was like, I have to know why this Ayato guy dyes his hair so many times in this anime. When Reiji showed up in episode 1, I was so surprised. I was like, oh, those were 6 different men, not just one boy dyeing his hair 6 times. And like I said, I went into shows without looking up the premise at all. So when the whole vampire thing was introduced, I literally laughed out loud. I was like, I can't believe I'm watching a vampire anime. This is stupid. Well, how many years later is it? I was 15 then, I'm 22 now, and I'm doing a Diabolik Lovers Let's Play on my channel because the series has a very special place in my heart. Once I finished the anime, I kind of fell in love with it and the characters and started looking into the games, and the rest is history. Since you play Diabolik Lovers games, how many of the series do you have? So I have read the translations for all the games except for Lost Eden and Chaos Lineage, which are the recent 2 games in the series. The reason for that being I just haven't had the time, and there's 13 routes in both of those games. The routes are not short by any means, and that's just a lot of reading I haven't had the motivation to do yet. But yes, I have read the translations for all the other games, and I actually own 2 of them. The first one I own is Haunted Dark Bridal Limited V Edition. This is the game we're playing on the channel right now. I have it for my Vita. This is the limited V edition of the game though, so it's got like updated graphics, it just overall looks better. They redid the theme song, and let me tell you, that sounds good. And they added after endings to all the routes, which are really interesting. I definitely recommend going and reading them. And the other game I have is Dark Fate, which is the 3rd game. So my friend actually ordered Dark Fate, and she accidentally ordered 2 copies, and there was a no return policy. So she sent me the 2nd copy, and like, she wouldn't let me pay her for it or anything. She's like, no, it's free, it's a gift, just take it. I was like, you're so sweet. But I'm very excited to have Dark Fate because the OST in this game slaps. So yes, those are the 2 of the Diabolik Lovers games that I actually own. What is your favorite pastry / cake? I love a dessert. If I'm going to have a dessert though, I normally don't go for like a pastry or a cake. My favorite dessert of all time is called Strike Delight. Look it up, make it, you're welcome. But I also love like brownies and homemade cookies and chocolate. But if I'm going to have a pastry or cake, I love a funfetti cake with vanilla icing. That is so good. Also, if you give me pretty much any chocolate cake or pastry, I'm probably going to love it because I love chocolate. What anime are you watching right now? So I'm not watching any anime at the moment, but over the summer I did watch 3 anime for the first time, and those were Tower of God, Skate the Infinity, and Death Note. Yes, I didn't watch Death Note for the first time until this summer. I know. Took me far too long, didn't it? I loved all 3 though. They were so good. Can't wait for more Skate coming. Who knows when, but they announced that there's gonna be more, so that's very exciting. Besides Seraph at the End, what are your top mangas? So I don't really read many manga. I'm a slow reader, so that's reason number 1 why I really don't. Reason number 2, as you can see, I've got glasses, and if I read manga for too long, it really starts to hurt my eyes, so normally don't read too much manga aside from Seraph at the End, but the other one that I do read is Hypnosis Mike. We all know I'm a big Hypnosis Mike fan, so I do keep up with that manga too. And I love it. It's so much fun. Please get into Hypnosis Mike. I know that video I did where I explain it to my best friend probably made a lot of you go, what is this series? I'm not getting into it, but I promise it's so good. Please get into it. Do you enjoy the horror genre? I love the horror genre. Actually, one of my big obsessions right now is the Resident Evil game series. I watched a Let's Play of Resident Evil 7 back when it came out in like 2017. And fell in love with it. It is like one of my all-time favorite games. And as you may know, Resident Evil 8 just came out in May, and I love that game too. So this summer was the summer of Resident Evil for me. I went and watched Let's Plays of Resident Evil 1 through 6, and I just love it. I love this series so much. So yes, I'm definitely into the horror genre because Resident Evil is survival horror. Also, if I'm gonna read a book, I prefer it be horror. That's what interests me. That's the kind of stuff that I like. What games do you play? Well, obviously from my channel, you know that I do play Otome games. I love Otome games. I'm currently playing Tears of Themis on my phone. Some of you out there gotta be playing it, right? It's good. I like it. But other than Otome games, I really love RPGs. I don't know if you can see behind me here, I've got Persona 5 and Persona 5 Royal. Persona 5, Persona 4, and Fire Emblem Three Houses are like 3 of my all-time favorite games. I love those games. I've played them a million times. I'm obsessed. My all-time favorite game is Uncharted 4. So that's kind of like an adventure shooting type game, I guess. Shooter? I don't know. 10 out of 10 game though. My favorite game. And like I was just talking about with Resident Evil, I like survival horror games. Those are so much fun. I also like visual novel mystery kind of games like the Zero Escape series or I, the Somnium Files. And I'm always a sucker for rhythm games. Are you a K-pop fan? I am. So for about 2 years, I was a huge BTS stan, like huge. I was ARMY all the way. And you know, my ARMY heart, it's still there. I miss them deeply sometimes. And while it may not be my main interest anymore, I miss them and I still love and appreciate them and listen to their music. Being a K-pop fan, it's a lot of work, okay? There was so much BTS content to keep up with that like, that's part of the reason I sort of fell out of the fandom in the first place, was there was just so much and I fell behind and then I could never catch up again. Also, if you're a K-pop fan, you know that you kind of get made fun of a lot for it. And not just by like random people on the internet either. Like people you know too, they kind of tease you about it a lot for it. I got really tired of that, and sadly that's honestly what sort of pushed me away a bit too. But I still love the boys with all my heart. They still took a lot of my money. On the other side of this camera, there is a BTS poster hanging on my wall. There's BTS photo cards up here on this top shelf, I don't think you can see it. I have their albums. Also, I noticed the person that asked this question has a BTS profile picture. So in case you were wondering, my bias is Taehyung, and my bias wrecker is Yoongi. What is your favorite Diabolik Lovers song? That is such a hard question to answer because all of the songs are so good. There's not a bad Diabolik Lovers song, unless you count Rookie's, because his voice actor won't sing for some reason, so he just talks, and it sounds like he's trying to rap and it just doesn't work. But if you held me at gunpoint and forced me to choose, I would have to pick Jin no Bara, like the version where they're all singing. But all the songs are so good, like Guilty Guilty, If You're Diablo, Eclipse, Bloody My Mayam, like all of Lito's, all of everyone's, ugh, they're all so good. Go listen to all the Diabolik Lovers songs, you won't regret it. Will you do all of the Diabolik Lovers games? So this is a question I get a lot, but haven't really addressed in a video yet. So in order for me to do a Let's Play of a Diabolik Lovers game, there needs to be an emulator for me to play it on my computer, because I currently don't have the ability to screen record my PS Vita. There is an emulator for the second game, More Blood, but the translations aren't like fully complete, I guess. As you know from my Let's Play, sometimes there will be choices that pop up. One's a sadistic one, one's a masochistic one. And we need the masochistic ones to get the best ending. The translations sometimes only translate the sadistic option, which doesn't really work because I can't speak Japanese, so I can't put the translations over the masochistic option because I don't know what they're saying. And I can't really just skip over it because then we're gonna get lost in the translations because we're not gonna know like when the dialogue for that choice stopped. So if I can find translations that work, I would love to do the second game someday. Just maybe not right after we finish Haunted Dark Bridal because it takes a very long time to do the translations for the videos. And I would definitely like a break from that. Plus More Blood has 4 extra routes, so that is gonna be quite the time commitment. As for the rest of the games, they don't currently have an emulator, so I can't do those. But I shout out the translators at the start of all of my videos. Go check them out. You can read the translations for the games and get more Diabolik Lovers. And the final question is, what kind of content do you plan on making in the future? So this is where you guys come in. Bet you guys didn't know you were gonna have a part in this video, huh? So I would like to do more Let's Plays. I have an idea for a Let's Play I would like to do alongside Diabolik Lovers, and it's in English, so I won't have to put translations on it, which means longer episodes, and I can get them up quickly. Other than that though, I have an idea for a series that's kind of in the style of I Lose My Mind Over the Seraph of the End manga, which by the way, at the time I'm filming this, those videos still aren't back up yet. Fingers crossed, I'm working on it. I really hope that we can get those videos back up. If we can't, keep an eye on the community tab and I will make a channel called I Lose My Mind Over the Seraph of the End manga. It'll be just for those. I'd like to do more anime commentaries like I did for Seraph of the End and Diabolik Lovers, as well as videos in the style kind of like I did for that Alice in the Country of Hearts video if you watched that. But what I want to know from you guys is what kind of games you'd like to see me do a Let's Play of, what kind of anime you'd like me to do a commentary of, and that Alice in the Country of Hearts video, is there something you want me to do in that style? I already have an idea for a video game and a movie. So if there's something you'd like me to do a video on in that style, whether it be a video game or a movie or whatever, the media doesn't matter. Just let me know. I'd love to hear your suggestions. And that is going to do it for me today, guys. Once again, thank you so much for 1,000 subscribers. I am beyond grateful and I can't wait to keep making videos for you guys. Yay! We're gonna have lots of fun. But without further ado, I'm gonna go now. It's very hot in my room. And I will see you in my next video, whatever that may be.